And we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Unsportsmanlike Podcast. I am your host, Tamarcus. Today I'm here with my guy.
Nicholas.
Let's get into it.
All right, Tamarcus. You know what's coming up? The NBA playoffs. What are you excited for? What are you upset about? Let me hear it.
In the words of my good brother, Stephen A. Smith, the LA Lakers, man. That's what I am most excited about. A month or so ago, they were like ninth in the West. Now they're the number 2 seed in the West. They are currently on a 6-game winning streak. Everything in Southern California is looking amazing. Everybody's healthy, praying everyone stays healthy. The way the Lakers are looking, also, we can't forget about the undisputed defensive GOAT in Jared Vanderbilt. They are undefeated when Jared Vanderbilt plays.
Hey,
I'm just saying. They are looking very, very great. Luka
Coach of the
Doncic,
Year. Coach of the Year, JJ.
JJ Redick, definitely Coach of the Year. They just look amazing. Luka Doncic is finally starting to find his niche with the team. When LeBron James is your second best player on the team, you're gonna go far. And this is Luka's team. Even though LeBron James is probably averaging more points, is more beneficial to the Lakers right now. But if LeBron and Luka is walking into your arena for a 7-game series, you're fucking in trouble, right? So someone asked me this earlier today: are the Lakers contenders or pretenders? I think they're definitely contenders.
Contenders.
And if you look at the rest of the West, of course, the number 1 seed, the Oklahoma City Thunder, are they contenders or pretenders?
They're contenders till they run into the Lakers, and then
Yeah,
just like our boy Shannon said, OKC, KFC, UFC, Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. And I think with the Oklahoma City Thunder, I don't think they have enough playoff experience. You
No,
got
too
Chet
young.
Holmgren, you got Williams, you got SGA. I don't think that's enough playoff experience because, like I said, Luka is the best player in the Lakers. And if you go to the Oklahoma City Thunder, LeBron James is the second best player on the Lakers right now, right? If you look at OKC, who is the second best player on OKC? Chet Holmgren, maybe when he's healthy, maybe.
Maybe J Will,
Jay
maybe.
will, yeah, and I mean, and that's all that's all you need to hear. Paul George and of course Kevin Garnett have a podcast, and they were basically saying like the Lakers probably have one of the best 1-2 punch combinations in the NBA right now. As long as Luka has the ball in his hands, the Lakers can go very, very far. You have to stay healthy, have to keep doing what they're doing. And as of right now, they're in prime position to win the West. The Rockets, pretenders. The Memphis Grizzlies, pretenders. Everybody. So, I got another question for you. The Golden State Warriors. With them, with the addition of Jimmy Butler, they've been playing better ball lately. Are they contenders or pretenders?
They are pretenders for now.
Why
They're
do
they're
you?
still they're still in the playoffs, right? As it sits, if the season ended today, they're in the playoffs. I mean, they're in
I
the
think
play-in tournament,
yeah, the
but
play-in tournament.
nonetheless, they can play their way into the tournament or play their way into the playoffs here. Um, I think if Jimmy Butler can get back to where he was at the year that they made the finals, if we can get that Jimmy back on the court, that team is a contender. But until that Jimmy's back and that bench steps up, Steph can only take you so far.
Right.
Draymond's gonna lose his mind at some point, like he always does.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is
they're
there
not. They're
any?
not until then.
Is there anyone else in the West besides OKC that poses a threat to these Lakers?
Yeah, probably Denver. I don't think what the Lakers did to Denver the other night or last week. I don't think the Lakers do that 4 games out of 7. There's
Mm-hmm.
no way. I mean, we had great shooting that night. We were getting turnovers like crazy, and it just looked like Jokic didn't want to play. Like he was
Mm-hmm.
like, it was a regular season matchup. I don't care.
Right.
I don't think that happens 4 games in a row in the postseason.
So what is your Western Conference Finals prediction? Is it the Lakers versus the Nuggets? If it was to be seeded that way,
Yeah, I think it would be Lakers versus Nuggets because I know that the Grizzlies are sitting at what the 4th seed right now because the Lakers are 2, Nuggets are no, the Rockets are sitting at the 4th seed. I don't think the Rockets finished there 1. I think the Grizzlies are the only team that has a shot at slowing down Jokic
hmm
because Holmgren's not going to stop him in the paint, and besides they're the 1 seed, they'll be on the opposite side as them, or the bracket on the top bottom, and the Memphis Grizzlies have Jaren Jackson Jr. They have big boy Zach Edey. I mean, they got some bodies that could stop Jokic. And I think when it comes down to it, Desmond Bain and Ja Morant can switch and guard Jamal Murray a lot better than any other
but you're
team.
not but you're not stopping Jokic. The only
You're
person
not
that can
stopping him.
stop the only
You're
person
slowing
that
him
can stop
down.
Jokic is himself. I still think if they were to match off and if they were to face off in a playoff series, I think the Denver Nuggets win that series against the Grizzlies 4-1. I think the Nuggets would be generous and give them one game, but I mean when you combine the shooting of Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, when those guys are hot, it's pretty much all she wrote, right? Because we can go back to last year's playoff series between the Lakers and the Nuggets. The Lakers led at halftime of every single game. And in the second half, it was just too much Jamal Murray and too much Jokic. Hell, too much Michael Porter Jr. too. So that'll be an interesting series. But now let's move over to the Eastern Conference. Are the Boston Celtics just that by far that much better than everyone else in the East?
No. No.
So what team can knock off the Boston Celtics in a 7-game series?
Definitely the Cavaliers.
Okay, why Cat?
100%. First off, they came back down 25 the other night.
That's
Um,
crazy.
that just doesn't and it was on the road. It was on the road and they did that. That's just not yeah. That's a flawed playoff team right there. And that's why I think that the Cavs could beat them. If there's a sleeper team in the East that I had to pick, not named the Cavs, not named the Celtics, it would honestly probably be the only other team that I think has got a shot is the Knicks. But even then, that is a horrendous low chance shot because I don't think the Knicks had the pieces to make it.
No, they don't. They don't have enough. Because I mean, yes, Jalen Brunson had that playoff series last year or that playoff run when he was absolutely unconscious. But are we going to get that same Jalen Brunson this year again? So that's another thing. You got Karl Anthony Towns as well. Sometimes you don't know what Karl Anthony Towns you will get night in and night out. So yeah, I don't really think in a 7-game series the New York Knicks can pose as a threat to anyone. I'm pretty sure whoever they face off in round one, they'll win their round one matchup based off the experience that they have. But as far as that, they're not going to go far in the playoffs. So if I had to give my prediction on the West and Eastern Conference finals, I have the Lakers versus the Nuggets, and I have the Boston Celtics versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. And honestly, I would love to see this again because we haven't seen this probably since 2009 where the Lakers faced off against the Celtics. So I would love to see that again in a 7-game series and make the best man win. So, all right, let's move over to college football cover athletes. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Dog, I love how everybody's chipping in like, oh, this is who should be on the cover. They should be standing next to Arch on the cover. Can we go back to whoever the best player was in college football and they're just on the cover? Like, I
Are
get
you,
it. Don't get me wrong. My Iowa State Cyclones probably have a better shot at getting somebody on the cover if there's multiple cover athletes.
mm-hmm.
But I don't know. When I grew up playing these games, I was buying the new game every year because it was a new cover athlete. I what's It's not special anymore when you do multiple people. Like this was cool because it was the first one back. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool. I would like it next year. If you want to give it to Arch because he's the most markable, give it to Arch. That's fine. But I want to just see Arch on the cover. I don't want to see no one else. Like I think that it's better with just one person.
So if they was to do the same, you know, same thing they did last year, What players are deserving of gracing the cover of College Football 26? Because I know
Honestly,
mine.
it would probably be for me. It would probably be
And don't pick a Cyclone, please.
no. It's a promise, no cyclones here. It would be probably Sam Levitt out of Arizona State.
Terrible.
Dog, he's the best returning quarterback.
Terrible. They're not putting fucking Sam Levitt on the fucking cover of College Football
He's
26.
he's the best returning quarterback, first off. And then secondly, I would probably give it to um Garrett Nussmeier down in LSU. Dog, they're the best
What are
returning
we doing?
quarterbacks.
What are we doing? So, like, it's all about, let me say this. When you're speaking on cover athlete, it's all about being marketable. So, like last year, they had Travis Hunter. They had, I'm trying to think of the cover. They had Jalen Monroe somewhere in there. They had Donovan Edwards somewhere in there. It's all about being marketable. No one is
You're
going to
telling me
buy
LSU ain't markable?
Garrett Nussmeier is not marketable at all. He's not marketable at all. I
He
mean,
still
at
wears
all.
LSU. That's the issue, though.
LSU's not that great.
Okay, was Quinn Ewers fucking marketable? Or was it because he
Yes,
was at Texas?
he has a way bigger name than Garrett Nussmeier.
Dog.
What are we doing?
Quinn Ewers ain't even fourth round
Are you
talent, dude.
serious? So are you hearing yourself right now, Nick? So you're
Yes.
meaning to tell me Garrett Nussmeier is more marketable than Quinn Ewers?
Yes. All right, fine. Who would you put on the cover?
In the words of Stephen A. Smith, lay off the weed. That's
Who
the
would
dumbest
you
shit
put on
I've
the
ever
cover
heard.
then? Who would you put on the cover?
Okay, we're talking about marketable players for this
Yeah.
year's College Football 26.
I know you're
And
gonna
this
put
is
Arch.
Arch Manning, Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams of Alabama. Those are just three to name right there. And that fourth spot, who would I actually put for that fourth spot? Give me another player that is marketable. I ain't talking about just no. Who's marketable? Who else is marketable? The list gets very, very thin.
Are we gonna consider Carson Beck marketable because he's dating that hot blonde or whatever her name is?
You know what? Fuck it. Let's put Carson Beck on the cover. Why not? Because there are all those guys that I've named are way more marketable than fucking whoever you said earlier. Who did you
That's
say?
fair.
Sam Levitt?
That's fair if we're gonna go off of marketability. But the old covers went off of who was the best. And
You
you
want to
know
know what's
what?
crazy?
I'm
You want to know what's
sorry.
crazy? You want to know what's crazy, Nick?
Hmm.
This is a new era of college football.
I
Because
don't
now,
care, dog.
no. It ain't about what you care. It's the honest truth. It's all about being marketable nowadays. People want college football is all about making money. Who in the flying fuck is going to want a game with Sam Levitt on the cover? Are you serious?
You could put Cam Scatterboofer on there, but he's in the NFL now, so it don't matter. Or he's gonna be in the NFL.
And then also you said Garrett Nussmeier. Who in the hell wants Garrett Nussmeier on the cover of a college football game?
Dog, it's their starting quarterback, and LSU has produced back-to-back Heisman winners.
Garrett Nussmeier ain't winning a Heisman, so we can get that shit out. We can get that shit out the door right now. He's not winning a Heisman. Sorry.
I don't
So
know, dog.
Garrett
They're gonna
Nussmeier winning a
reload.
Heisman. Reload for what? Garrett Nussmeier winning a Heisman? That's another conversation for another day. I might even have that
Mark
discussion
my
with you.
words, LSU's in the playoffs this year.
Bro, you're an Iowa State fan. Let's not go there. But that's another conversation for another day. But like
And
I
we're
said,
gonna be in the
it's
playoffs
all
too.
about. All right, whatever. It's all about being marketable. That's my whole thing about it. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna have some of those guys I just named. I would not be shocked if Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith are somewhere on that cover.
Oh, I guarantee you Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith and Arch Manning are the cover athletes. There's nobody else more marketable than them.
Because
However,
so
I
let me
think
ask you
that
this.
there's more special players.
No, they're not. Let me ask you this. When you look at college football right now, right? And you look at players you're always still on the internet, who honestly you really don't see Arch on the internet. Even tell the players that you really see the most, Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, because they're young guys. They were fucking dominant at their position, right? So when you're looking at that, you got Ryan Williams with his own podcast, The New Wave. That gains traction. That's markability. You have Jeremiah Smith, who potentially could have probably left Ohio State for a bigger NIL deal, right? Those are marketable players. You had two guys that were literally running college football the whole entire year. You mean to tell me you don't put those guys on the cover? Those guys are going on the cover along with Arch Manning. Yes, we can sit here and say Arch Manning hasn't done anything. No one cares. Let me tell you what the thing is, at the end of the day, it's all about being what? Marketable. So you can book it. You can guarantee everything I am saying. They're going to be somewhere on that goddamn cover, whether we like it or not.
Probably. And I just, again, like I said, you got to go back to the just having one cover athlete and it being the best player. Whether you want to do the last Heisman winner, whether you want to do the best player that is returning to college, I don't care. But that's the best way to go about it. Because besides for his name, what the fuck has Arch Manning done? Nothing. Jeremiah Smith tore it up at Ohio State. Ryan Williams tore it up at Alabama. I ain't got no problem with either one of them being on the cover. You're telling me we're going to put a backup quarterback on the cover? That's what we're doing?
It's all about marketability. And,
just put school logos at that point.
Nah, it's not the same. And then you keep saying what they did back in the day. Unfortunately, buddy, this is not 2010 anymore. I'm sorry. It's a whole new era in college football, like I said, man. So they're gonna start doing their own thing now. So they're gonna start doing things like this. Are people gonna get mad about it? Yes. But you know what people are still gonna do at the end of the day?
Buy the fucking game.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here complaining that Arch Manning's gonna be on that cover. Probably.
You're still gonna buy it.
And me and you are going to be playing each other night one.
And I'm going to be beating the shit out of you every single time like I do now. So
probably, but the NHL is where it's at, okay?
Yeah, and I've beaten you in that too. Last thing I want to say before we get off this, I feel for the Dallas Mavs community. They're just getting hit with the injury bug. I know you don't because you're a Lakers guy, but they're just getting hit with the injury bug. And my prayer goes out to, Kyrie Irving. He tore his Achilles. I'm sorry, not his Achilles, tore his ACL. Hope he has a speedy recovery. And then also I saw where they may potentially shut down Anthony Davis for the rest of the season. And if so, like they always say, like the old folks say, when it rains, it pours. But hey, that's all the time that we have today. Again, I am your host of the Unsportsmanlike Podcast.
And it's Nick over here. Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. Good night, everyone.